This has to be the best, if not second best issue of Robin yet. What's up, YouTubers of the world? MegaGeekMixer here to give you guys my review on Robin issue 8. Guys, what an issue. I mean, Josh Williamson and the artist for this book, you guys, this direction you've been taking with the whole Mortal Kombat style has been amazing. And now this issue, which landed us with finally the showdown between Damian and Connor Hawke, the sons of Batman and Green Arrow, one-on-one, final round. Oh, you guys did not disappoint. I mean, guys, the entire panel of the fight scene. First off, this part right here, when they square off, you got the picture of a Hawk behind him, since Connor Hawke, and the picture of a Robin behind Damian, because Robin. Oh my gosh. And then each and every panel from the next, I think, two or three pages was just unbelievable. I'm pretty sure it was way more than that, but still, the way these two were fighting, it was insane. As a matter of fact, there was even this one part where Damien used one of these people in the crowd as leverage to get a jump on them, because their fight actually went into the crowds. And speaking of the crowds, they were into this fight as well. They were chanting and clapping and stuff like that. Actually, trying to find it here. I want to find it because the mere fact that I wasn't there, it is. Do you see these guys? They were all enjoying this fight as well. As why shouldn't they? I mean, of course, yeah. I'm not gonna say Damien's one of the top 10 martial artists in the DC universe, but that's because he's still young. He's still a teenager. And yeah, I will put Connor Hawke on that list of top DC fighters in martial arts in the DC universe. But still, for Damian to hold his own against this guy didn't surprise me. But of course, the ending of the fight showed that yes, Damian could tell he couldn't win. And Connor knew that too. But at the same time, it was shown that Connor has gained respect for him. But then again, these two already had a little talk and stuff before they ever fought. I think that was back in issue 3, where they bonded due to their father issues and stuff. But even still, though, this is where it got to the point where Connor was like, Damian, I respect you, man. You're awesome, but don't drag this fight out any longer. Let's just end this. Let's not continue to fight. But remember, rules of the Lazarus tournament, fight to the death and stuff. And not to mention, Damian was like, no, I'm not doing it. And even when Connor Hawke says, don't have to suffer this abuse anymore, this is where Damian had a badass moment where on this panel right here, first off, art was amazing. Then again, it was amazing throughout this entire book, but this shot right here, this definitely shows why he is definitely Batman's son. First off, he says, I have taken abuse my whole life. Why stop now? And this is where he starts to really get into his emotions and showing why he's in this tournament. As he mentions how he failed somebody that means a lot to him, aka Alfred. That guilt and all that other stuff still lives on with him, because one of the things he says is he lost someone he cared about, being Alfred, because he wasn't good enough. And that this Lazarus Island is the perfect place for him, because it can help him see if the darkness that he is inside him and what people have said to him all this time were real. And when you think about it, maybe this can kind of reflect how people looked at Damian in real life when it comes to his character in the comics. Because there are still people out there that don't like him, thinking he's just a brat, this and that, which, first off, for the record, he's always going to be a brat. He's always going to be a jerk. That's part of his core character. And not to mention, hey, Batman's like that too. It's part of his core character to do that. He's a jerk at times, but still, jerks or not, they still have a heart, as Damian showed right here and stuff. So much so that Connor was, after that whole speech he gave to Connor knew that there was no stopping him. So what does he do? He breaks his neck. And it's funny how they do it in the way that the battle ends with a Robin getting his neck broken as well. Oh man, that's crazy stuff. But while this fight was all interesting and stuff, once again, and even the audience being involved in it, the real revelation in this issue was in the fact on the whole purpose of the Lazarus tournament, which if any of y'all have been reading the first seven issues, you already knew this was coming. Mother Soul being the mother of Ra's al Ghul, I mean grandmother, or I believe it is. And it's already been breadcrumbs showing that there's more to this tournament than meets the eye. Well, this is where the tournament finally goes into play here, as now everyone has nothing but one life left, and if they lose that life, they are permanently dead. But the whole purpose of this tournament was to get so many deaths to feed to the Lazarus pit that instead of putting someone in it to gain eternal life, something is to come out of it. But the kicker here is that it's not only that does something come out of it, but it's supposed to take. It's almost sounding like these guys are saying they're supposed to take over the possession of the winner of the tournament. Because after Damian was beaten, the last fighter, to lose his second life, no one else took the pleasure, stood up and volunteered to face Connor once again to do the third round. Instead, they all just quit, and that made Connor the automatic winner for this tournament here. And he is supposed to be the new avatar for the so-called demon that's supposed to live in this pit. In other words, yes, Connor does gain immortality, but not for himself, but for this demon. And don't worry, the demon was in here, but there was more to it. As I said, this tournament wasn't all about just wanting to be the best and for game immortality, because as it shows here, the fighters were trying to leave when they were realizing the trap it was here, but the Lazarus Island people were like, nope, you're not going anywhere. We destroyed all the ships. You are not leaving this island. Your souls are going to be given to the demon. Oh, yeah. And yeah, all surrounded and everything. And it turns out the League of Lazarus and the League of Shadows, who are not in view at Ra's al Ghul, who is the leader of the League of Assassins, are joining forces. And it turns out they were all working together to unleash this demon. Now, first off, though, Damian came back and he was ready to continue this battle and stuff, but it was pretty clear that at this point it was done and over with, and Damian needs to stop and realize that Connor knew all along what was going on with how the League of Shadows came to him to be the fighter and prepare himself for this thing. But what he kind of doesn't know here is that this one and only demon, as this is what it is, has come and has what seemingly killed him, but I don't think he's really dead yet. But either way, still, I think that was the way of the demon. It is the way of the demon gaining possession of him and his body and stuff. At least that's what I'm getting from all this. All I know is, what a chapter. A great battle of hand-to-hand combat, which is one of the things I always love in comics, hand-to-hand combat. I mean, don't get me wrong, all this other stuff between lasers, punching with your super strength and all that, and all this other stuff is cool and all, but it's always hand-to-hand combat. That's the real stuff here. That's kind of why I like the whole Batman comics or any other comics such as Green Arrow and stuff that deals with people who know some good hand-to-hand combat wise. Going in DC, Marvel, and all that, that's the stuff I lean towards in comics, which is kind of why I'm hoping somewhere down the line some more of these martial artists that DC and Marvel can bring out can come and have more comic series, or even in the medias, or even in the form of medias like TV shows or movies, and bring them in. Like, for one, Richard Dragon. When was the last time we ever seen him in a comic or have his own solo comics? Not so long ago. And barely, to be honest, some people don't even know who Richard Dragon is. So if any of y'all who don't know, please look him up. I promise you, you won't regret knowing who this guy is. But nevertheless, though, what a great issue, guys. And I can't wait to see what comes next. Because from the looks of things, now that Lazarus tournament seems to be officially over, the trap has been sprung, all these fighters are going to have to work together to defeat this so-called demon. And yeah, and even as a matter of fact, I remember actually seeing a sneak peek at future issues where you got Damian, you got Hawke, you got Ravager, and you got Flatline, and I think you got Respawn all working together, almost like they formed some sort of a team. I guess you could I'm not gonna go on a limb here and call him Young Justice, but you could call him a form of Young Justice or a form of Teen Titans. But either way, all I know is to see that these guys are gonna come together to work together to defeat what's on Lazarus Island's got me psyched. Because I still can't help but wonder what more do we have going for us. Joshua Williams, what are you gonna have going for us once this arc ends and you move on to the next? I don't know what it is, but I am excited. The Robin books have been amazing so far. Not one issue has disappointed me or bored me, and I just say, keep it up. That's all I gotta say. But I'm gonna go ahead, guys, leave it all at that. And hey, you enjoy my videos? All you gotta do is click that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon to be notified when I make more videos. And until then, Mega Geek Mixer signing out. Bye.